Hello everybody! It is week number 2 of the Golf Town virtual golf clinics with me, Lisa Vlooswick, nicknamed Lisa Longball. Now this week was supposed to be Masters Week. Masters Week is my very favorite time of the year for the PGA Tour season. I look forward to it all year long. That's why you can see I'm sporting some green, some Masters green today. But I'm also sporting green today because today is officially Green Shirt Day. Now, Green Shirt Day started in honor of Logan Boulet. Logan Boulet was a young man that was on the Humboldt Broncos hockey team. The Humboldt Broncos hockey team was on their way to a playoff game 2 years ago yesterday, and they were involved in a horrendous crash. 29 people on the bus, 16 people lost their lives, Logan being one of them. Well, Logan, prior to his passing, he had registered to become an organ donor. And because he did that, he saved 6 lives. Well, when word got out about that, the weeks after the Humboldt Broncos bus crash, over 100,000 people registered to become organ donors, and it became known as the Logan Boulet effect. And so Green Shirt Day started last year on April 7th, and in honor and awareness of organ donation. So if you go to www.greenshirtday.ca, there's actually a button there that you can register anywhere across Canada. It will register you as an organ donor. It takes a couple of minutes. And please, I encourage all our viewers from all the countries across the world that have been viewing and checking in, Australia, England, Ireland, please sign up to become an organ donor as well too. And again, last year over 100,000 people signed up, and hopefully we'll even beat that total this year. So I'm sporting my green for Green Shirt Day, and I am a Dave Matthews Band fan, so that's why I'm also wearing that. But as I mentioned, it is supposed to be Masters Week. Now, luckily, the Masters has been rescheduled to November 9th to 15th, so fingers crossed that will be a go. But that was my bucket list trip. You know how we all have that bucket list event trip that we want to go on? For me, it was absolutely the Masters. And my husband said, Lisa, you get tickets and we will make sure that we go to the Masters. So I thought, well, how hard could it be to get tickets, right? How hard? Oh, and while we're just checking, I'm saying good morning, Doug. I see you said good morning. And Sandy Wade, good morning for Victoria. And Susan, hello, hello. She's from Calgary, my hometown. That's awesome. So as I said, this was the toughest ticket in sport to get. I thought, how hard could it be? It was really hard. So I tried every contact I had to get Masters tickets, and everyone laughed at me. So I went to one of those auction sites, and I could find 2 Thursday to Sunday badges for $10,000 US, but I didn't even know if they were legitimate. Anyway, long story short, I ended up meeting and interviewing one of the 300 members at Augusta National. And he said to me, oh, hey, Lisa, do you need tickets to the Masters? Well, hello, new best friend. And so anyway, he was wonderful and said, I can get you 2 badges, but you will have to pay face value. Well, I had no idea what face value was, but I knew it had to be less than $10,000. The 2 badges came in the mail, $175 each. So I ended up going to the Masters, and it was so exciting. So 2006 was the year I got to go to the Masters, and I ended up going Monday to Sunday, sun up to sundown. I ended up meeting people that had extra tickets for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then having a chance to go. It was magical, and the azaleas are brighter than you could ever imagine, and it truly is heaven on earth. Depression era pricing for food. It was just so special. If you go Wednesday, the practice round day is amazing. I saw 2 hole-in-ones that day, and legends of the game like Gary Player and Jack Nicklaus will play. Jack Nicklaus's grandson got a hole-in-one 2 years ago, which was so exciting. So if you've never been, you will have a chance to go, hopefully, if you at least sign up. So if you go to www.masters.com, go to tickets, and they're already taking applications for the 2021 Masters. So you never know. What if you get those tickets? That's a bucket list trip. So love the Masters, and hopefully it will be on this November. Well, today's lesson that we're going to be talking about is golf fitness. So golf fitness is so important. We actually have a bit of a gift right now. We're all at home, we're self-isolating. Let's use this time to work on our golf game so that when we get back on the course, we can be hitting it longer and straighter and better. I'm saying hello to Greg from, First Nation, Manitoba. Thanks, Greg, for joining us. And Ruth, glad you're loving it. And Karen, hello from Manitoba. So that's fantastic. So as I said, golf fitness, we're at home. Let's use this time as a gift. So I am by no means a golf fitness professional at all. I do work out 6 days a week. I got up at 5:30 this morning and did my workout because I'm competing against the strongest and fastest girls in the world. So I got to keep my workouts going. But this is a great time for you to do this as well. So I do recommend, though, please do see a golf fitness professional in your area. I have worked with two amazing golf fitness professionals here in Calgary. Shannon Heffernan, she's off the charts. She's a PGA of Canada member in addition to being a biomechanics expert. So she has her place. If you go to Twitter or Instagram and go at DM Golf Fit, you will see some great videos. She's offering classes right now for about $10 a virtual class. So check her out. She's fantastic. Also, I've worked with Mitch Sadowski. Mitch Sadowski is the golf fitness director at Lake Nona, which I believe is Annika Sorensen's home course. He is spectacular. If you go to Twitter or Instagram and go at Mitch, M-I-T-C-H, Sadowski, S-A-D-O-W-S-K-Y, you will find fantastic videos as well to help. And a third resource, go to www.mytpi.com. Go under to improve my game. There's phenomenal videos under there. And you can find an expert and people who are certified in TPI, which is a golf fitness program. You will love it. So there are some experts that you can find in your area. But here's some things that I do. Some things that I do to help work on trying to hit a golf ball as far as humanly possible. So number one, leg strength. We start our golf swing from the ground up. As I said in my first class on March 31st, you can do 1,000 bicep curls and that's not going to help you hit a golf ball. Always people grab my arm and say, oh, Lisa, 2 tickets to the gun show, right? No wonder you hit it so far. It has nothing to do with arm strength. It's leg strength, core strength. So that's what we're going to work on right now. So again, that golf swing starts from the ground up. So let's start from the ground up. And I'm just going to do a shout out. Hey, Kelly. I see Kelly from Saskatchewan. Good morning, Kathy. And I've got Susan from New Brunswick. Wonderful. Okay, so leg strength. Where can we start? Number one, something very simple is lunges. Now, when you're doing a lunge, what you want to do is you want to take a step forward and you don't want your knee to be traveling over your toe. Try to have your knee stay behind your big toe. You want to have a nice tall posture. You don't want to be leaning forward and you definitely don't want to be hunched. So again, you can start doing a series of 10 lunges where you're stepping and up, making sure nice tall posture, and do about 10 across your basement floor, your living room, your backyard, and 10 back. And then take a break and do 3 sets of that. Another thing that you can do to up that a little bit is you can add weights. So you can add dumbbells, and when you do it, you can take your step and stand up, making sure nice tall posture, step, and stand up. If you don't have dumbbells at home, do you have some heavy cans of soup? Do you have some bottles of Tide? What can you do to add some weight that you have at home? Another great stretch is instead of walking across the room, you can even just do a lunge where we're stepping forward, holding it down, and stepping back. Go to the other leg, stepping forward, keeping that nice tall posture, and stepping back. So again, with adding weights, that makes it a little trickier. Something else that you can work on your leg strength with is split lunges. So the way split lunges would work is you'd have one foot in front of the other, much like your lunge. You're going to start in a lunge position, okay, making sure that knee's not too far ahead, nice tall posture, and you're going to start jumping and switching, holding the lunge for 2 seconds. It looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. To make it a little more difficult, you can even raise your arms. 5, 6, 7, and 8. And you can do 10 reps and maybe 3 sets of that. Now, to make it a little more difficult, you can even go a little bit faster. So again, that's another great way to work on your leg strength at home. Another great activity for your leg strength that we can be doing at home, frog hops. So what a frog hop looks like is you're going to bend down, make sure, I don't want to see your knees buckle in, have the knees out as about the same where your feet are, in line with your feet. You're going to have tall posture and you're going to be jumping forward, okay, and backwards. So I'm going to say 2 frog hops forward and 2 frog hops backwards. So start in a squat, jump forward and lift your arms, jump forward and lift your arms, backwards. So do 2 forwards, 2 backwards. And again, do that to fatigue and do 3 sets of those. You're going to feel the burn in your legs. And when you're feeling that burn, you know you're building some muscle there. So the more strength that we can build in our legs, again, that's the ground's up. That's where our golf swing starts. That's where you're going to start to feel some speed. So I want to say hello to Wanda from Windsor, Marion, hello from Ontario. That's fantastic. And Dawn from Sarnia. So thanks very much, everyone, for joining us. So those are some great leg exercises that you can do. Now, when we talk about the legs, we often have been hearing about the calves. Who have we been hearing about the calves from? Phil Mickelson. Phil Mickelson joined social media last year, and if you aren't following him, you have to. He is fantastic. And Phil Mickelson, he's gotten on a huge fitness kick. Why? He's in his late 40s. He wants to be competitive on the PGA Tour, so he started taking golf fitness seriously, and he looks fantastic. But if you haven't had a chance to check out his calves, they're unbelievable. So Google Phil Mickelson's calves. You'll see some awesome pictures and video. But there's also some great exercises he shares, a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but he's quite serious that he does have great calves, and it does help him in his golf swing. So if you Google Phil Mickelson calves, part 3, 4, 5. It's a great video where he shares some of his exercises with you. And another great social media, Callaway Golf on March 31st, put out a fun video between Phil Mickelson meeting the reigning world long drive champion in the men's division, Kyle Berkshire. And they had this big calf discussion talking about the calves, and that Kyle's been envying, you know, the Adonis-like calves of Phil. So if you have a chance to check it out, that's some good video content while we're all stuck at home, right? But some of the things you can be doing for calves, just something simple as calf raises, standing upright, nice and tall, not arching your back, but just lifting up where we're starting on our feet, lifting up. Another great one, add some weight to it, as again, soup cans, bottles of Tide, bottles of bleach. We might have some of those around, right? And let's do, again, just lifting up with our heels and down. If you want to add a little more difficulty to that, you can start with a squat, come up, and then raise up. So you can go squat and then go up on your toes. You can be doing this with weights or without, also on your bottom riser of your stairs. Go to your bottom steps so you're a little bit elevated, and this is a great way to do that as well. Another wonderful way to work on some calf strength, other than the videos that you'll watch with Phil Mickelson, he's got some great exercises there, but this is a great one, again, you can be doing at home with no equipment. What I want you to do, you're gonna go up on the ball of your foot, okay? I don't want your heel to touch. Ball of your foot, and you're gonna jump and make a pattern of a cross and do it for 30 seconds. So you're gonna go up on the ball of your foot, you're gonna make a cross, and we're gonna go jumping forward, side, forward, back, side. And you're gonna do that for about 30 seconds. Just don't let your heel touch. Don't let your heel touch it. I'm telling you, you're going to feel some calf burn. And then, of course, switch and do on the other leg. So you'll feel some great calf burn and start working on that. So those are some great exercises that we can be doing already to work on our leg strength. Next thing I want to work on is the twist. And I'm just going to do a shout out. I've got Diana here. She said she's enjoying things. Karen Lostrom, thanks so much from Ottawa. Really appreciate you checking in. And Helen, thanks so much from Toronto. That's fantastic. So what I talked about as one of the most, in my opinion, the most important stretch that you can be doing in golf is that twisting motion. So if you haven't seen it, you can go back to the Golf Town Facebook page, back to March 31st, and that was my very first clinic. Now this move right here, I believe every golfer should be doing before their golf round, and even during their golf round if they haven't hit a ball in a 10-minute stretch. That one is fantastic. Why? Because we're going to talk about what leads to distance. What leads to distance is the ability to create coil and torque. So leg strength is going to be important with that, but truly to create as much coil and torque as possible, you have to have rotational flexibility. Now is the time, while we're at home, to work on rotational flexibility. So again, that twist stretch, I want you to be doing that daily, and I guarantee you're going to see a difference when the golf season starts. Another thing we're going to do for rotational flexibility is going on our back. So I'm going to move the camera. I hope this goes okay here. Sorry. Here we go. We're going to go down a little bit. All right, now we're going down here. Okay, perfect. You can see me. So now we're going to work on some rotational flexibility on the ground. One of the things you can be doing is sitting in a pike position. Okay, you're going to sit in a pike position. You're going to lift one leg up. You're going to take, so if I'm lifting my right leg up, I'm going to take my left arm, put it over my right leg, and then I'm going to twist my shoulders behind me. What you're going to do is you're going to take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to try to turn your shoulders a little bit more. So deep breath in, exhale, and try to turn. Now we're going to take another deep breath in, exhale, and try to turn a little bit more. And then you can do that 5 times in a row, and you'll be shocked how much more with that deep breath out you can turn each time. This is something you can do while you're binge watching Netflix. Hey, maybe you're watching Tiger King right now. So this is something you can be doing while you're doing that, all right? And then what you'll do with the other leg, you'll go back to pike position, you'll lift your left leg up, take your right arm over your left leg, you're going to put your back hand on the floor, deep breath in, breathe out, and each time you breathe out, you're going to try to go a little bit further in your turn, a little bit further in your turn, and that's fantastic. Here's another stretch you can do to work on rotational flexibility. You're going to lay on your back, and what you're going to do is you're going to put your arms out beside you. You're going to lift your one leg up, you're going to bring it over your hips, you're going to keep this back arm on the floor, you're going to take your front hand, pull your knee down, and just lay on your back and hold this for a minute. Hold this for as long as you can. Hold it for a minute, 2 minutes. It's a great stretch. When you're done, again, you take your other leg up. You'll bring your other leg across your body, pull it down, making sure that back arm stays there. And again, you can just be lying on the ground while you're watching TV, watching a movie. That's fantastic. And while we're down there, you can even do a little glute stretch where we have our legs in front of us. You're going to cross one leg over the other, and then you're going to take that top leg and you're just going to give it a big hug. You're going to give it a big hug. You're going to feel a great stretch down here in your glutes. This is a great stretch for your glutes. And again, just holding that for 30 seconds, a minute. And then you'll switch and bring your other leg across, pull it up, and give it a big hug. And towards your chest. Pull it in towards your chest. And you'll feel a nice, great stretch there as you feel that in your glutes. Now, the next thing that we want to work on our golf strength and being able to hit a golf ball longer, your oblique muscles. So your oblique muscles are your abdominal muscles on the sides here, because again, if we can strengthen those are our turning muscles. That's where we want to initiate our turn from, not from our arms and our hands. This is where we initiate our turn from, so we need to work on the oblique muscles. So a great stretch that we can do are Russian twists. Just going to do a shout out, Dawn, I'm glad you're enjoying the stretches. Nancy, you're so welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying them from Calgary, so thanks. And Jeffrey from Medicine Hat, that's awesome. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is, as I said, the oblique muscle. So this is called the Russian twist. And the way the Russian twist works is like this. You're going to sit on your bum. You're going to lean back a little bit and balance on your bottom. And you're going to lift your feet up a bit in that tuck position. And then you're going to, at first, we're going to do it with just our hands. So we're going to lift it up in balance. Then you're going to take hands only and kind of clasp them together. I want you to lean to one side, touch the ground, go over to the other side while you're still balanced. So this is a great exercise you can be doing, no weights at all, and you can do a set of 30, 40, whatever you can do, and try maybe even 3 sets of that. If you happen to have a med ball at home, this is a great one to do that you can do with a med ball. That again, holding those legs up and pulling that med ball, or again, a bottle of Tide, something a little bit heavier like that is awesome if you want to try the next advanced action with that one, because that's really great too. So that's an awesome one. Now, if you happen, many people have fit balls at home. So if you happen to have a fit ball at home, what you can do is you can hold the fit ball between your legs like this. I want your back on the ground. So head back, back. I want you to keep your arms on the ground. Touch the ground with your one leg, lift them up, keep their arms on the ground though, touch to the other side, and again, you can even do this with a shoebox. You can have a shoebox between your feet. It doesn't have to be a fit ball, but if you happen to have one sitting at home, you can use your fit ball to do that, which is awesome. Okay, some more activities that we can work on, which work on the obliques, but also on our core stability, because again, the core is so important in the golf swing. Planks. This is, again, something you can be doing while you're binge watching Netflix or Amazon Prime. So what you can do is you can start, the way you want to do a plank is you want to have your elbows on top of, or your shoulders on top of your elbows, and you want to have a nice straight line. So I want you to have shoulders on top of elbows, nice straight line here, and what you're going to do is you're going to have your feet, I'll try to show you the feet here, here we go, feet kind of a little bit apart, feet a little bit apart there. And when you're holding your plank, I want you to squeeze your glutes together, squeeze your abdominal muscles. Can you hold it for 30 seconds? Can you hold it for 20 seconds? Is it 40 seconds? And then as you do this each day, you'll be shocked. Within a few days, you'll be able to hold it a little bit longer, a little bit longer. So you're going to get in that plank. You're going to squeeze the glutes together, squeeze the abdominal muscles, squeeze everything together. And how long? We just don't want a saggy back. No saggy backs and no tent backs. So you want to have a nice flat back, and again, squeezing the abdominals and the glutes. A progression from that is something a little trickier, is to do a side plank. So the side plank looks like this. The side plank, you want to have your shoulder over your elbow. You're going to have shoulder over your elbow. You're going to stack your feet on top of each other like this. Stack your feet on top of each other. And then what you're going to do is you're going to make sure your shoulders are on top of each other. You don't want to be leaning forward. And then you're going to lift up. And you're going to hold this. And again, shoulders on top of the elbow. If that's too easy, you can lift a leg and you can try to hold that. And as another progression, you can let the hip dip down and push up high. Dip down, push up high. Just make sure that lead shoulder isn't leaning forward so that you're losing your posture. So again, doing that on each side, doing a couple sets and reps. These are all things we can be doing at home. to work on hitting the golf ball longer. And again, that core strength, any of you who get lower back pain in golf, this will help tremendously with getting the lower back pain. Also, the side plank is a great balance exercise, and people don't realize how important balance is in the golf swing. So another great exercise for that. The next thing we want to work on are our glutes. So the glutes are such a powerful muscle in the golf swing. So what can we do to work on the glutes? Well, we can do glute bridges. What's a glute bridge? It looks like this. You're going to lay on your back, okay? You're going to have your hands flat on the ground. You're going to have your feet about shoulder width apart. Just make sure, I don't want your knees to come in. I don't want your knees to be buckled in. Keep your knees about shoulder width apart. And what you're going to do is you're going to push up with your hips. Push up to the sky with your hips. You're going to hold it for 10 seconds and come down. Or 5 to 10 seconds. Push up and down. Again, whatever you feel that is working for you. And you can do about 10 reps of that. If you need something a little more challenging, push up and hold one leg up. So again, just make sure you don't have a saggy back and you don't want to be arching, but just nice tight muscles, tighten your glutes, tighten your abs. And again, the glute bridge is a great one for you to be practicing. Another great exercise for your glutes is what I call the Superman. Now the Superman looks like this. You're going to lay on your stomach, and I want you to make sure you look at the ground, because if you have your neck up, you can hurt your neck. So I want you to go lay just flat on the ground, legs out behind you, arms out, stretched out in front of you, and what you're going to do is you are going to do lifting your arms and legs up at the same time, but don't lift your neck up. I want head down, and you'll go lift, and you're going to hold it for 10 seconds, and after 10 seconds, come down and take a little rest, and I'll do it this way for you as well so you can see it. So head down, lift arms and legs, hold that for 10 seconds, and then down. So again, you can do 5 sets of that, which are fantastic. Now, also in that same position, I'm going to show you laying down, and you can just work on one glute at a time. This doesn't seem like a very difficult exercise, but I guarantee you, you'll be feeling the burn in your glutes. So what you can do is you can be laying down, and what you're going to do is I'm going to go forward so you can just see my legs here. You're going to have your toes tucked under. I want you to lift one leg 10 times with a flexed foot. And flexed foot means like this is pointed, this is flexed. So we're going to go 10 moves where we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and you'll do that 10 times for each leg and do 3 sets. And I guarantee you're going to start feeling the burn in your glutes. So I think you'll really feel that there, which is absolutely fantastic. And the last exercise I wanted to show you was something called bird dog. This is really great for core stability and again that balance, and just activates so many muscles in the core. And the bird dog looks like this. You're going to go in a position where you almost look like you've got the arms, a dog position where you have the shoulders on top of the hands and you've got your hips on top of your knees. And what you're going to do here is you are going to get to a point that I want you to lift your right arm straight up and then lift your opposite leg, which will be the left leg, straight out. So you'll go straight out. I don't want to see arched back. I don't want to see a hunched back. Nice and straight. So we're going to go arm out, leg back. Hold, down, opposite arm out, leg back. Hold, and repeat. Now for something a little bit more challenging, I'll show you this way, something a little bit more challenging, what you can do is try to touch your elbow and your knee. So what you can do is this, arms on top, or shoulders on top of your wrists, hips on top of your knees, stretch out, touch your elbow to your knee, stretch out and down. Stretch your other arm out, other leg out, elbow to your knee, stretch out and down. And again, that's a great exercise to work on your core and your stabilization. Now, the last thing I want to talk to you about is the benefits of foam rolling. If you don't have a foam roller, this is a great purchase. I know that you can buy these on Amazon. This is actually called the Travel Roller. This is a Canadian product, so that's awesome. And this fits for anyone who travels a lot for work, or when we get back to work, if you are someone that travels a lot, this is great because it can go on the road with you. I have worked with an awesome doctor, Dr. Ryan Emmons, and he has been fantastic showing me how to foam roll and do active release with me. For those of you who typically get massages throughout the year, and you can't be getting massages right now, this is how you can give yourself a massage, getting a foam roller. And I just want to do a shout out to hi Cheryl from Calgary, and Wanda, so thrilled you're enjoying these, and Terry, so wonderful that you've joined us. Thanks, Terry. So again, if you don't have a foam roller, this is a great purchase that you can buy online right now. And with the foam roller, Dr. Ryan Emmons, I believe that technique is really important. So he started an app. The app is called, if you go www.foamrollerapp.ca, if you look up foam roller app, there's a website as well, and you can buy it on Apple products. So if you have an iPad, iPhone, anything like that, and you can buy that for $3.99, and it'll give you all the techniques of how to properly roll. So even if you have a foam roller at home but don't know how to roll, great techniques. And he shows, he said the top three, Dr. Emmons said the top three areas that golfers need to roll. He said we need to make sure we're rolling our glutes. He said we need to be rolling our inner thighs and our lower back. He said those are the three big areas he sees with all his clients that are golfers. So again, rolling properly. And rolling, I could even just show you a calf one right now. So as with calf rolling, so I'll go foot, you can just do one single leg, and you roll 10 times in a row in that same spot. Once you've done that segment, you move up a little bit on your leg, roll 10 more times there, and then up and up until you've reached the whole length of the muscle. And then you would repeat that and do it twice. To make it a little more challenging, you can throw your one leg on top of the other leg and push your bum up, and so that your bum's not on the ground, and then roll. You'll feel a lot more pressure there. And it's shocking how tight you actually are, that how tight your muscles are, and that when you're rolling them, you're like, holy cow, it feels so much better afterwards. So Dr. Emmons said that you want to roll once a day for maintenance, and twice a day if you're experiencing some pain or discomfort. So again, just to help with that. So I hope these tips have all helped everyone. These are just some golf fitness tips that you can do at home. If you can't remember them, don't forget the video is going to be posted to the Golf Town Facebook page, so you can go through and watch the video anytime and make notes and make your own little workout routine at home. So things we can be doing to stay fit and strong, so that when we hit the golf course, we're going to be hitting that golf ball longer. So can't wait. So next class, Thursday, is our next class, and on Thursday we're going to be talking about pre-shot routine and alignment. So anyone out there who struggles with alignment, you're going to love this class, because it'll really help you with how do we align the ball, how do we pick a target, and also pre-shot routine. So thanks so much for joining us, everyone. I'm really glad you came, and it's Lisa Longball signing out.